you used to work for ICE. So you are the equivalent of the slave catcher who used to deport Harriet Tubman and all her friends back to slavery in the South. I mean, I'm just saying, you guys are morally equivalent to barbarians.
I get it. You're a little triggered by ICE finally doing their jobs. But the reality is we got laws, dude, and we have a border, and we got to protect our country. We got to put Americans first, and that means that we need to remove people that don't belong here.
How are they hurting?
If you don't have borders, if you don't have
how about all the people who contribute?
National identity, then you don't have a country.
I'm Alejandro. I'm a student of applied mathematics here. And my question was, how can you justify sending the paramilitary squads into elementary schools, hospitals, cancer wards, farms, to round up millions of innocent people and deport them to the third world? And I'm not talking about the jihadists or the cartel members, but the millions of innocent people who just want a better life for them and their families.
Okay, I'm assuming when you say paramilitary, you're referring to ICE?
Yes.
Okay. So, and I love how you just framed the question from a progressive standpoint, calling them paramilitary, et cetera, when they're sworn law enforcement, but I get it. So here's the thing. People break the law when they come to the United States illegally, okay? And we haven't enforced immigration for decades. Most presidents are pussies. They don't want to enforce it because it's considered political suicide. It's a very disliked, you got it? Okay. It's a very disliked topic politically. So Donald Trump is the first president to actually say, you know what, we're going to put our foot down and actually enforce immigration for once. And what we are seeing is the culmination of decades of kicking the can down the road and not dealing with the problem of mass immigration in the United States. And that is why there's so much backlash. But the reality is they're doing their jobs. These people are here illegally. Some of them have been here for 20, 30 years where they could have definitely did something where they can adjust their status, but they didn't do it. So if you've been here for 20 years and you didn't adjust your status, well, quite frankly, you're a fucking retard. And you probably should get sent back to Mexico where the fuck you came from. That's the reality. So people break the laws and there's consequences.
Well, so did Harriet Tubman, so did Frederick Douglass. They all broke the law. Aren't they illegal immigrants too? How about them? They ran away. They crossed the border illegally. Shouldn't we have benevolence and humanity towards these people? How do you enforce these laws? I mean, that are just horrific. They're going to be sent back to Afghanistan or Somalia where they're going to be killed. Like, so...
Well, we do have remedies in place like asylum and everything else like that, where, you know, people are able to put them, you know, apply for asylum, temporary protected status, etc. We do have avenues that people can stay here if they do have credible fear. But the problem is that our immigration system has been exploited extensively. People committing marriage fraud, asylum fraud, all types of things. And the issue with immigration is no one really knows about this, and since it's such a complex topic and it's so politically sensitive, no one really wants to discuss it and or enforce it. But this is a problem that's been going on for a very long time, and what you're seeing right now is the process of ripping the Band-Aid off.
What is the purpose of enforcing a law that is clearly unjust? Like, would you have enforced the fugitive slave laws? Like, how does this work?
Well, obviously, America is a relatively newer country compared to other nations, and, you know, we've been able to progress quite a bit. But I think comparing people that came here illegally, that are here illegally, to slavery, I don't think it's analogous. So
why?
I see your perspective where you're trying to say, well, things were legal before that were bad. Well, look, people came here illegally. We have a country to protect. We have Americans that we have to care for. Like, people coming here illegally and breaking our laws, that's not what we want. And at the end of the day, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. So they broke the law, man.
So what if they broke the law? Doesn't the law exist to protect freedom, to protect life? Isn't this what John Locke said, Thomas Jefferson? If they aren't doing anything wrong in the sense that they're not hurting anyone, why can't they stay? You're going to send them back to get their fingers chopped off by the cartels?
Well,
what are you, a slave?
Well, only on Saturday, slave owning. But so here's the thing. This law that you're complaining about is precisely why you live in the safe environment where you can say ridiculous things like this, because we've secured the country so much, and we've secured society so much where people are able to come in here and give their takes and everything else like that. So I would argue that this law that you're criticizing has created a very comfortable environment for you to bitch as you're doing right now.
Wait, that's completely unfair. How can you say, like, the farmers that are getting deported, the children in the cancer wards that are getting deported, they're a threat to me? These are, like, if you find a jihadist, send him to Guantanamo. But, like, how could you say these people who aren't hurting anyone, you're going to send them back? So how's that any different than the slave catchers who sent them back to slavery?
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing. So typically they prioritize criminal aliens, right? And another issue is that a lot of these blue states that have sanctuary cities, these people have been arrested before, they've been encountered by law enforcement before, and a lot of these agencies don't do immigration enforcement whatsoever. They don't ask, don't tell. So what ICE is doing is they're basically prioritizing going after criminal aliens, and then if they're there during the course of securing an immigration arrest, and there's other people that they encounter that are illegal, those people are probably going to be taken into custody too. That's called what we call like collateral damage.
Why
right?
should they be deported though? But why should, if they aren't hurting anyone? So I have no problem with arresting.
Keep in mind, they're not getting deported right away. They're going through immigration proceedings.
So they're gonna have a trial, and then they're gonna be sent back to Afghanistan. Like,
well, not necessarily. If they can demonstrate credible fear or some other type of situation, they might be able to stay. But they do get, when they get arrested, a lot of times they actually get released, given what's called a notice to appear to see an immigration judge, because the immigration court system is its own animal.
Trump just revoked 2,000 permits for the people from Somalia. They're gonna be sent back to do what? To live in hell? To
be pirates?
So you're fine with sending them back to be slaughtered by ISIS or whoever terrorists live in Somalia?
Well, if they're able to demonstrate credible fear, the thing is that every immigration case in every scenario is completely different. So just because you get arrested by ICE doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be deported by ICE as well. You got to keep in mind that we do have an entire immigration process where they can go through that.
So if you don't want to live in a hellhole, maybe in the slums of Mexico, then you can be deported. But if you, I don't know, might have your head chopped off, then we can keep you here. Like, how is that fair?
Again, we cannot save everyone. We have to put our people first. We have to put U.S. citizens first. We have to put our country first. And look, the world's a very cold and evil place. And that's just how it is. And we got to put our country first. And sometimes that means that other people have to come second and third. And, this is what we're doing now.
Well, the world is not zero sum, but I'll just say that we could have 1 billion people come to this country and we'll have the population density of like France. So there's plenty of space here and they contribute to our economy. And I don't see why. I mean, you used to work for ICE. I know that.
Yep.
So you are the equivalent of the slave catcher who used to deport Harriet Tubman and all her friends back to slavery in the South. Would you rather live in like slums of Venezuela where they're organized slavery, which is basically what communism is, or would you rather be a slave in whatever time period? I mean, I'm just saying you guys are morally equivalent to barbarians.
Well, I worked for HSI, so I did more criminal investigations, not necessarily deporting people. But look, like I said before, they break the law. It is what it is, man.
Well, I'm just gonna say that
if you're here illegally, like
the law should reflect our values, and I mean, if you can't, you should be. If it doesn't, you should be amnestied. I mean, Abraham Lincoln pardoned all the slaves, even though they committed a crime. They tried illegally. I mean, I'm just saying, like, how about all these countries? How about the people who saved the Jews from the gas chambers? They committed a crime. Should they be punished?
That's a completely different situation.
I mean, if you're arguing that
you're comparing immigration, people coming here illegally and overstaying and or committing immigration violations to like World War II, like you're just kind of just throwing things out there, man. And it's, I get it. You're a little triggered by ICE finally doing their jobs after decades of not doing their jobs. But the reality is we got laws, dude, and we have a border, and we got to protect our country. We got to put Americans first, and that means that we need to remove people that don't belong here.
How are they hurting?
If you don't have borders, if you don't have
how about all the people who contribute?
National identity, then you don't have a country.
Fine, I didn't realize we just had to say, yes, sir, we have to appeal to the laws. Like, if the laws are unjust, we should change the laws or grant them amnesty. This has been how it is. And I didn't realize we were just supposed to bow down and obey every single law if it's wrong.
Well, the laws that we have created the secure environment for you to be here.
No, they haven't. Deporting.
Yes, you're able to talk right now about this.
Rating cancer wards does not help me have free speech. How does that even work?
No, what I'm saying is you're complaining about the very system that's allowed you the privilege.
I'm not complaining about the First Amendment.
I'm
I'm complaining about the
fact. But I'm saying this is a great country, and you're saying like, oh, this is so evil that they're deporting people. Dude, we're a nation of laws. Now, just because you don't like the law or it pisses you off from an emotional perspective doesn't necessarily mean that it's not
every
the law.
I mean, should laws that are bad be enforced? I mean, do you justify enforcing the
mass immigration does create problems.
Would you have enforced the Fugitive Slave Clause? That's my question. Would you have enforced the Fugitive Slaves Clause?
Okay, slavery is not the same as people coming here illegally.
Well, if you're going to send them back to Venezuela, where they're going to be
it's the complete opposite. So where they're going to be what?
Where they're going to be like enslaved. You know, Venezuela has a modern system of slavery, and Donald Trump sending them all back there. Same in Afghanistan.
Okay. All right. Who's up next? This guy's just throwing anything, trying to get it to stick.
Hi. Have you seen the video with Renee Good? Have you seen it?
Yes.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you understand that the ICE officer that shot her did not get hit?
He did get hit. You can literally see it in the
No,
video.
he got brushed up against. That was not
Oh,
hit.
now it's the first one. He didn't get hit. Now it's brushed up against.
That's not the same as getting hit.
He absolutely got hit.
Okay, well, we have different definitions. Brushed up against is not hit, in my opinion. But, okay, so you think it was morally justified?
No. I said that it's legally justified.
No, you said ICE did nothing wrong. Wrong implies moral, too.
It could also imply legal, too. So it's broad. But my thing is, I attack this from a legal perspective. I think he's legally justified in his use of force. And quite frankly, he acted in a reasonable fashion given the facts and circumstances that happened at that moment.
The law for law enforcement is if you can get out of the way, you are not allowed. Like, if you can reasonably get out of the way of danger, it's not reasonable to shoot someone. Like that.
Yeah. A weapon, a car is a deadly weapon, and it was coming at him.
If it was coming at him, why didn't he get hit?
Because here's the thing with you guys, you progressives, when you guys say this shit.
I'm not a progressive.
You're making a progressive argument. So
I have diverse opinions.
Yeah, you're making a progressive argument on this because the thing is this is a slippery slope. Because if you say, hey, look, it's your duty to retreat and get out the way. Well, what if someone pulls out a knife? Oh, just avoid the knives, dude. Just do some Krav Maga and you won't get stabbed. Someone pulls out a gun. Hey, bro, just kneel, matrix it, and dodge it. Like, a car is a deadly weapon.
He did dodge it, though. You're acting like he didn't dodge it.
Barely. He barely dodged it. Like, the car literally hit him in it. You could hear the wind get knocked out of it. Knocked out of him when he was moving.
This is so unreasonable. Okay.
He barely. No, it's completely reasonable. She came at again. We got to see. This is why it's so important to look at the totality of the circumstances when it comes to use of force. She's there impeding an ICE operation. She's already in the wrong. But let's continue on.
That has nothing to do with if it's okay to shoot someone.
No, because we have to see. We have to bring these in. We have to bring all the facts and circumstances.
For this, no. Listen, you're trying to justify shooting someone. When you're trying to justify shooting someone, committing a crime completely irrelevant to the threat argument is not part of making it reasonable to shoot someone.
You clearly don't understand use of force doctrine in the United States, and you don't understand that 2020 hindsight and like micro-analyzing things after the fact is irrelevant. So let's go ahead and go through all the circumstances, because all the circumstances lead to the decision that he makes, and then the decision that he makes is going to be based on, did he act in a reasonable way? So here's the facts and circumstances. They're doing an ICE operation, lawfully there, legally justified. She's in a way obstructing them. They tell her to get out. She says no. She doesn't obey. ICE agent comes out, another guy, hey, get out of your car, and gives her a lawful order. What does she do? She backs up, disobeys. Other guy pulls out his gun, points it at her. She drives towards him. Despite the fact she moved her wheel all the way to the right, he doesn't have to sit there and be like, oh, I think I can.
So
is she going to hit me or not? What was that?
She moved her wheel all to the right, which is going away from him.
That's the argument that a lot of people are saying. No, what I'm saying is, everyone's making the justification that she turned her wheel all the way to the right.
And you agree with that?
That doesn't matter.
But is it true?
It's irrelevant.
No, it isn't.
If it's true,
no, it isn't. That's dependent on whether she's trying to hit him or not.
Let me finish the facts and circumstances, okay? Because
you're
just going to...
I'm trying to establish the facts here. The facts was that she turned. And you acknowledge that. And if that's the fact, then she was trying to avoid hitting the officer.
I'm saying that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because here's the thing. If someone pulls out a knife, right, in the middle of a confrontation, if someone pulls out a knife in the middle of a confrontation, say, no, bro, I wasn't going to stab you. I was going to, like, I got this bagel over here. I was going to just spread the butter. Like, no, dude, like, a reasonable person, after they're pulling out their gun and someone else is giving them lawful commands, a reasonable person would see that a car coming at them, she's trying to hit me, which she actually did. And he shot his gun in defense, and he stopped the threat. It's that simple.
If the car was coming, why was she turning if the car was coming? Okay, she's turning the car, okay? And you said that's not an important fact. She's turning away from the officer, and you're saying that's not a relevant fact of whether it's justified to shoot him.
Okay, and then what did she do after she did that?
She died because she got shot?
She put the car in fucking drive and drove towards him.
It turned away from him. She was turned away from the person that she was, in your opinion, about to hit, which she didn't hit, so she wasn't about to hit, and she turned away from that person.
She did hit him. That's the fact. Like, and again, this is why law enforcement is judged on, did he act reasonable? I would argue that if most of the people here were in his situation and were a law enforcement officer where they don't have a duty to retreat, by the way, and she was committing a felony and they gave her lawful commands and they saw a car coming at them, they're going to shoot, because they're going to interpret that as, this is a weapon coming at me, a deadly weapon coming at me, and she's not obeying my orders, even though I got a gun screaming at her, telling her to stop, and my partner is too, and she still won't. So once you go ahead and you make yourself a threat to law enforcement, you lose all ground.
Is getting skimmed by a car, or in your definition hit, is that a threat?
Irrelevant. So if
That's not relevant. That's exactly what happened.
Do I have
That's
to be
a fact on the
stabbed?
ground.
Do I have to be stabbed by a knife to justify shooting someone for pulling it out? No, like no. As soon as they have, if they pull out a knife or they pull out a gun, right? I don't have to sit there and wait and find out.
We don't need to use hypotheticals. Let's just talk about the facts on the ground, okay?
No, because
you don't need
that's
to bring
extremely
in
important. Because the car is a deadly weapon. So I'm using another example of a deadly weapon to illustrate to you how ludicrous your claim is.
It clearly wasn't deadly in that context because it didn't kill anyone, or it didn't even get close to killing him. It's just...
A car can be a deadly weapon. Many police officers have been run over by cars, and the car isn't even going that fast, and it kills
I understand
them.
that, but in this context, it's not true. And she was turning away, as you acknowledged. She was turning away from the officer, as you acknowledged.
Yeah, we know that now in 2020 hindsight, right? That she
and
turned
probably
her
the
wheel
person
enough,
looking through
even though
the-
she still hit him.
Probably him looking through her windows, probably saw that she was turning, probably saw the wheel she was turning, and that's reasonable to look at before you shoot someone, I think.
Okay.
I frankly think that's kind of
well, what you
important.
think, it's quite frankly, is irrelevant because he operated
I don't
in
think so.
illegal.
That's okay.
He's not getting indicted, so he's not getting charged. He obviously, it's justified legally, and that is my argument. It's a justified shoot. You might not like it. You might be able to make a morality argument, but I'm not here to make a morality argument. I'm here to make a legal argument. He acted in self-defense. He acted within the confinements of his authorities and his duties.
Isn't self-defense moral?
What?
No. If you're saying what he did wasn't moral, but I'm confused
No. I
about
said
that.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a legal argument.
Could you? Would you? I'm saying, because what you're saying is
Everyone's morality is different, and it's a subjective question. Okay, like just because.
Well, I thought you're Christian, right? You're Christian.
No,
So
I'm not. You're wrong about everything.
You're not Christian. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Uh,
No, that's why I'm making a very legal and secular argument here, to keep things objective, and it is what it is. Like again, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it. You might question its morality, but from a legal standpoint, it is justified self-defense in the United States of America.
But are you saying self-defense isn't moral then? I'm confused because if it's justified self-defense from a legal perspective, why would you not be willing to say it's a moral thing too? Because he's defending himself.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a
But
legal
you're
argument.
just refusing. Do you have any stance on it?
Because my opinion on his morality is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Because everyone has a different perspective when faced in a life or death situation. I'll give you an example of this. Let's say there's a female officer, 5'2", right? Someone who's 6'5" comes at her and she shoots him dead, right? Well, if I was in her shoes and I was a police officer and I had my size and everything, I might not shoot him. I might move to a taser because I know that I have the ability to maybe deal with this individual from a physical perspective because we're roughly the same size. But as a 5'2" officer, she decided to shoot first. So are you going to say that she's immoral too, right? I would argue, well, in her situation, based on the facts and circumstances for her, if that guy gets a hand on her, she might die because he could disarm her or whatever it may be. So she shoots and kills him. Well, I think that's justified. So again, this is why I don't like going off the morality thing because it's subjective based on who used the force at the time based on the facts and circumstances. This is why 2020 hindsight and trying to Monday morning quarterback use of force is retarded and it doesn't work because everyone is in a different situation in their life at the time based on the totality of the circumstances of what transpired at the time, and it's a life or death situation. This is why we're never judged 2020 because a shooting by one individual might not be justified by another individual.
Okay. I'll leave. Bye.
All right. Fair. Who's up next?
Hey.
Oh, what's up, man?
So I had a first question before I asked my real question. What do you think of Charlie Kirk?
We disagreed on some things politically, but I think overall he was good for the conservative movement in America. I think he did a lot of good, and we can have our political differences and still respect each other.
So what do you think of the Kirkified memes and also his wife going on the world tour?
The Kirkified memes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's like how they put Charlie Kirk's face over any meme in the world.
Yeah, I mean the internet is can be brutal sometimes. I mean I don't like that. I don't think making fun of the dead is a good thing. Even with like Renee Good, even though I think she made a really bad mistake. I don't really celebrate her death or think it's funny to mock it. But yeah, I'm not a fan of insulting the dead, really.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think that it's okay to insult the dead of immigrants and people that have died at the hands of ICE agents? Because conservatives make fun of that daily.
I don't.
I'm sorry. Are you sure? I've definitely seen a lot of clips of you and also a lot of other conservatives making fun of immigrants and dead immigrants and
dead immigrants?
Yeah.
When?
Or for example, like
When?
when families are split up, there's a lot of people.
I've never made fun of a family being split up or a family dead. You have me confused with someone else. Or immigrants dying. I've never once made fun of that because I've actually seen dead immigrants. I've seen dead children trying to come to the United States here for a better life. I've actually seen the dead bodies, so I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, moving past that. All right, it's fine. But
Come in with a false claim, it's fine.
Instead of making fun of it, what do you think of supporting ICE agents that are doing it?
Well, they have a job to do. You come here legally.
Their job is to kill people?
No, their job is not to kill people, and actually
But
that's the last thing that
they've
most...
killed over 30 people in the United States, innocent people. So
I mean, we'd have to look at every single one of those cases because a lot of these innocent people are, violently resisting, or maybe they presented a deadly weapon. I mean, it's a case-by-case situation. But the reality is, again, they're enforcing the law. And it's a law that we haven't enforced in a very long time, and I get a lot of people are offended by it, but we do have an INA, Immigration Nationality Act, like the other lady tried to argue, and we got to enforce them. And that's what it is, and people are mad that they're enforcing the law. We voted this in. We voted in a president that was going to go hard on immigration, and to go against that is going against, the law and the administration that we voted in. Okay. You can peacefully protest. You can say, hey, this is bad. You can write your congressman. You can do all that. But once you get into the territory where you're destroying property and you're, assaulting ICE officers and keeping them from doing their jobs, then, yeah, it's going to create issues.
Okay, so what do you think of the ICE agents going into different cities and just raiding it? And, there's ICE agents in Ann Arbor all the time.
Yep.
Do you think they belong in places where, just makes no sense for them to be?
Well, they're federal agents. They could go wherever they want.
All right, that's
they
a
have
bullshit
jurisdiction
argument.
all across
I'm sorry,
the United
but
States.
That's a bullshit argument. That's a bullshit argument. Because what? I'm sorry, but what does an ICE agent have to do in Bodega Bros? Nothing to do with Bodega Bros.
Well,
why would there be an
okay.
ICE agent
Is
there?
Bodega Bros located in the United States of America?
Yes, but
okay, so they have jurisdiction. Done.
He can be there as like a person. Enjoy Bodega Bros. It's a great place. But I'm saying, as an ICE agent looking for people, why does he belong in the roads that we occupy and should be living in as free citizens?
Okay. Wow.
Listen. They have their jurisdiction. I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, no, but that matters. That's an extremely pertinent fact that they're federal agents and they have the jurisdiction to be there.
All right. I'm
right to be, right to see. This is like.
All right. So okay, what do you think? All right. Fine. They belong wherever they want to be. What do you think of them camping outside of a Taco Bell or something like that? Because that happens a lot.
It's called surveillance.
That's bullshit. That's called stereotyping. There's a complete difference.
It's called surveillance, dude.
It's not surveillance. And also surveillance is that's fucked up.
Because here's the thing.
We all have our freedom.
I've done immigration raids before. A lot of the times when you're there, you probably have a target deck. You know who you're looking for. You've done immigration checks.
So
you know that they're there
outside
illegally.
of a taco place is an immigration check that doesn't.
No. What I'm telling you is, because here's the thing. You see them sitting out there, but since you don't work in law enforcement, let me tell you what probably transpired before that. They're not just going to sit out in front of a Taco Bell and waste their fucking time.
Well, that's what they do because they're looking
all right, bro,
for immigrants.
Are you going to let me? Because here's the thing. You've been completely uneducated on a lot of topics here, and you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
So let me go ahead and explain it to you. They're not going to.
It's pretty funny coming from you, dude.
What?
I'm sorry. Uneducated is funny coming from you.
Yeah, I mean.
Why is it funny coming from him?
Yeah, why is that?
I didn't ask you. I asked him.
I asked you, why is it funny coming?
Yeah, why is it funny?
Why is it funny?
Yeah.
Bro, because you're spewing bullshit all over America, and you're clouding people's thoughts with stupid ideas.
Okay, I actually am educated. Did you even graduate school yet?
I haven't graduated from school
Then shut up. I'm more educated than you. So I have a bachelor's degree. You don't.
That's great. Where's your bachelor's degree from?
Northeastern University.
Northeastern's a bullshit university.
6% acceptance rate. One of the best schools in the country.
Acceptance rate because
one of the best schools in the country.
Falsify their records.
Oh, now it's falsifying their records.
They
See, this
do.
dude just keeps losing. It's like he moves the goalposts every time.
You're calling me uneducated.
So let's
you
go.
don't know the basic research that they've done on Northeastern.
Okay. Northeastern's a better school. No offense to you guys.
It's not a better school
Number,
than
it's ranked
University of
higher.
Michigan.
Number 2, lower acceptance rate.
Higher.
Number 3, I have my degree. You don't. So by definition, I'm more educated than you in your own metric.
That's not how it works.
So anyway,
dude.
let's go back to what I was saying here because you're making a bunch of ridiculous comments. So first you said they're outside of Taco Bell's just arresting people.
Hold on, can I
Again, before they show up at a place and do surveillance like that, they're going to do analysis on the individuals that they're trying to apprehend. They're not just there for no reason. They probably identified people that are there that are illegal. They did their records checks. They've confirmed that they're not here legally, and then they wait out and they pick them up when they see them.
Can I say something? You can argue with me, but you don't have to criticize my education level.
You criticize mine.
I have not. I said that you said uneducated things. I never called you uneducated. Now you're coming at me.
You said
and my
uneducated is
university.
funny coming from you.
No,
That's
no.
precisely what you said.
Yes, because you called me uneducated first.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You don't have to attack my personality before arguing.
Isn't it funny? This guy's did ad homs on me and I respond. Now he's mad.
If you feel upset, you could just say it. It's fine, dude.
Well,
but I'm saying I'm making an argument. Now you're attacking my personality. And
you're
my university.
You're the one that made the claim that I was uneducated. You inferred it by saying uneducated is funny coming from you or some shit like that.
I never called you uneducated.
But when I did say you're not educated on the subject, you don't know what you're talking about. What I was talking about was you don't know about law enforcement tactics because you're questioning why would they be out front of a Taco Bell, and I explained it to you that research and analysis goes into them before they go out on surveillance. You're not going to just sit in front of a Taco Bell. No, you figured out who the targets are, their immigration status. You're waiting for them to come out. When they come out, you arrest them. That's how it goes.
So is this research stereotyping because a Mexican would likely go to Taco Bell? Is that your research? No, I'm sorry, because if there's a lot of... Listen, dude, I'm not talking to you.
I don't care. You said Taco Bell, not him.
All right, listen.
It makes some sense.
Listen, bro. I'm saying that they will camp outside of a Taco Bell, which happens a lot, dude. Yo. All right, that's called stereotyping then. It's not research, that's stereotyping. Oh my God, dude. Yo, are you listening to my argument or not?
Here's the thing, dude. I'm listening to your argument. I'm telling you, like in the example that you gave.
They camp outside. Listen, dude. They camp outside.
The difference between me and you is that I'm listening to your arguments and I'm responding to your arguments. You're just fucking talking.
You have not let me finish. You have not let me finish my statement.
Give your full statement then.
All right. So, there have been many pictures, many incidents where ICE agents will camp in a place that they think an undocumented person would go, and my example was just a Taco Bell, because that's, a place that they've been. Now, you're saying they go there because of research. Is the research stereotyping is my question.
Okay, let me go through this. Whether it's a Home Depot, a Taco Bell, or whatever else location, right, that they're set up at, 9 out of 10 times, they have information, whether it came from an informant, it came from a reporting line, it came in from a Good Samaritan that wanted to come in and report it. They got information that there's illegal aliens at a location. So what they do is they go there, go on surveillance. They try to identify as many of these individuals as they can, figure out how many of them there are. Then they set up the operation, write up their operations plan, brief everybody, go out there. They set up in surveillance. They wait until they're there. They identify some of the subjects that they think are there illegally, and then they go and they do the raid and arrest them. This is how law enforcement operations work. So they're not there they're not there for no reason. 9 out of 10 times, an informant or someone came forward that gave them information, or they did surveillance and they found it out, and then they set up.
All right, dude. All right. If you wanna host your own talk show, bro, go for it. And you too. If you wanna host a talk show, go for it, bro. I'm not talking to you. And neither am I talking to you. And I don't know what your old ass is doing on a college campus in the first place.
We're telling your slow ass to speed it up.
All right.
Speed your slow ass up.
Past 8.
Yo, this guy's been mad the entire time I've been up here, by the way.
Because you're too slow. Speed it up.
I'm too slow. Why don't you come up and speak then?
I'm not speaking. I'm here for you. We're letting you speak.
So hold on. Why is it a problem if I'm slow then?
So we gotta end early?
Because there's a line, and you're just repeating yourself.
I have not repeated a single statement I've made.
Yeah, you don't want it to cut it. Okay.
So if you want to have your own talk show, please start it.
All right, who's up next? But I think we explained this, dude. It's not profiling. They did research, and it just so happens that they tend to be at the places that you think is profiling. But 9 out of 10 times.
I agree with you that sometimes that there isn't profiling, but you have to admit that there is some profiling. But since Mr. Construction Man over here wants me to hurry it up, I'll just head on out. But thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem.